Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Wow Tech Consultant Services would like to present the system walkthrough of Microsoft Access that we designed for a Muslimah attire company called theapril.co. The team members consist of project manager, which is Miss Shuhaida. She is the person that responsible for managing and leading the whole team. Her role is to efficiently optimize the work of the team, ensure the services provided are meeting the requirements, and also to identify the goals for the team. Next, software architect, which is Miss Aishatul. She is a highly skilled software developer that has to think through all the aspects of the project and is responsible for making high-level design choices as well as selecting technical standards. And for the software engineer, which is Miss Suhaila, she is one of the team members that apply her knowledge of engineering and programming languages in software development. For the business analysis, which is Miss Huzaima, is to interact with the stakeholders to understand the problems and needs and later document and analyze them to find a solution. And last but not least is Miss Amira, which is hold the position of quality assurance, which is responsible for the quality assurance and makes sure the product is ready to use.
Okay, now we start the system walkthrough by opening the Microsoft Access and log in into the system. We created a password to get into the system as information security, so only authorized user can log in and update the data. Okay, first we key in the password. Okay, so this is the interface of the system. Next, we also created the relationship. Okay, this relationship shows the relationship between tables so that once the user update the data, all the linked tables will be updated automatically. So there will be no redundancy. Next, we also have few tables which are customer table, item, link, purchase order table, sales invoice, staff table, vendor item table, and also vendor table. These tables store all the data related to staff, inventory, customer, and also vendor. The table helps us to not key in the data twice.
Next, we create the forms which the users can use to update the data. Firstly, for the staff table, users can use staff form to update the details of new staff recruited by filling in the staff ID and staff name. For example, here is the staff form. We enter the newly recruited staff ID. For example, here DA0005 and the newly recruited staff name is Ali bin Ahmed. And we save the forms and the data will automatically updated in the staff table. As we can see here, DA0005 Ali bin Ahmad is being recorded in the staff table. Secondly, we use vendor item form to update the data in vendor item table if any purchase transaction happens between the company and the vendors. To update the vendor item table, we need to key in the vendor item form here. We need to fill up the vendor ID, item ID, and unit cost in order to update the vendor item table. Create a new form and we enter the vendor ID. For example here, A1251, A1251, and we put the new item ID that we bought from the vendor ID, for example, TR5555, and we enter the unit cost, for example, 50 ringgit, and we save. To update the vendor item table, we refresh, and the transaction is being recorded in the vendor item table here.
Thirdly, when the company incurs any sale to customers, they can use sales invoice form. They just need to key in the item ID that customer purchases, the invoice number issued to the customer, the selling price of that inventory, how many they buy, the customer ID, and the order date. This form also will automatically update the stock level at the item table. So let's see how it works. Okay, for example, there is a customer want to buy, for example, abaya. So we can see in the item table, the stock for abaya is 100. So when we update the sales invoice form, okay, for example, the customer want to buy abaya AB2233 for the item ID, and for the invoice number, for example, like IMB 14115, and then the selling price is 149. The quantity, for example, like 6. Okay, the customer ID, CT141. The order date, for example, like 25 August 2020. So when we click update stock, so we can see in the item table, the stock left is 94, which is 100 minus 6. The process is automatic. And when we open the sales invoice, the one that we record, we can click save. So we can see in the sales invoice table, the new line item of the new transaction.
Next, the system can help the users to organize and summarize data for viewing online or for printing. For example, we have customer report here. So here, we can see the summary of the customer details at this report. This report offers a way to view, format and summarize the information of Microsoft Access database. We also can print the report for the documentation purpose. We can select the print preview here and then right click and select print. Besides that, we also include the exit button at the switchboard. Here is the switchboard. So we can find the close application button. If we click here, we will be automatically logged out from this Microsoft Access. So that is the end of the walkthrough. Thank you.